The honourable member for Sturgeon River Parkland.
Madam Speaker, last year, the Liberal member for Edmonton Centre stood next to Chief Billy Moran of Enoch Cree First Nation and promised funding to bring high-speed internet to Indigenous communities. Well, I just got off the phone with the chief. They applied for the funding, and this Liberal government denied their application. They told them that their internet was good enough. Well, the fact is, Enoch doesn't even have internet. When will these Liberal gatekeepers stop just posing for photo ops and reverse their decision to wrongfully exclude this Indigenous community and all other rural communities they betrayed?
Great question. Great question.
Oh my God, dude. This is our government, man. Our Liberal government is racist. I don't know if you know this, chat. Our Liberal government hates Indigenous people. They're taking away rifles, hunting rifles that are used by almost strictly Indigenous communities just based on geographical locations and terrain and stuff like that, right? Government is taking that away because it's a 10-round magazine to go hunt. And the member that we just saw, I believe Dane Lloyd, has very good talking points about this. Liberals have promised Indigenous communities clean drinking water in areas where there are little to no clean drinking water. And they've yet to do that, right? They put on this charade, this facade that they care. They hold up a red dress, right, to show solidarity for Indigenous women that have is it killed or gone missing or both? I think it is. I'm not sure. The Liberal government pretends to care about Indigenous people. They pretend to care about people in general, but Indigenous people, it's a freaking whoops. Ooh, demonetized. It's a effing facade, man. It's ridiculous that they make these promises to these small communities. They're small communities. There's very little to gain from the government going into those small communities. Because are they going to have enough votes from those small communities to vote them back in power? It's unlikely, right? It's unlikely. But you still have an obligation as a government to help all your people, But because it's such a small minority, it's such a small, we can just push you to the side. We don't really care. That's what Liberals are doing to Indigenous communities. It's disgusting, dude. It's disgusting. God, I can't believe this. I can't believe that we're seeing this. And the Conservatives are just amazing at exposing the hypocrisy and the disgusting manner of this Liberal government.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary of the Ministry of Indigenous Services.
Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to thank my colleague for his question. Northern Canada is an iconic part of our country, given its beauty and the exceptional experiences people can have due to its geography and the impact of climate change. There are a number of challenges in our communities in providing high-speed internet. Since 2015, we've invested more than $350 million, and they will be connected soon. We're working so that all of Canada is connected by 2030. The Honourable Member for Repentigny. The government is using accounting tricks to hide the fact that it's still spending our money on Trans Mountain. In the spring, the Minister of Finance announced there would be no more government spending on the Trans Mountain pipeline. But West Coast environmental law says that just to pay the interest on the pipeline's debt, it's costing us $750 million this year and $800 million next year. By the end of 2023, the taxpayer's share of the pipeline cost will reach, brace yourself, Madam Speaker, $17 billion. How much will Quebecers have to pay for Canada to keep on polluting more and more?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Natural Resources and to the Minister of Northern Affairs.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I think it's important for my colleague to remember that if you really want to address climate change, it means making bold moves and bold investments. When you consider projects like the TMX...
Oh, interpretation, I believe. C'est le problème encore une fois. Okay.
Is there a problem with interpretation again?
Working? Okay. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary can...
Okay. I'd like to apologize formally. I've made a mistake, everybody. Earlier in the stream, I accused the House Speaker, Madam Speaker, and I've accused Anthony Rota of sabotaging question period for always interrupting what I saw up until now as conservatives being interrupted when they're giving their answer. And we've just seen a liberal be interrupted for the exact same reason. She's answering in English, and there seems to be a interpretation issue with the French side of things, which is probably for the French stream, right? So my mistake, I made that accusation. I can now retract it. There you go. That's how it's done. You make a mistake and you immediately apologize and acknowledge it. My ego's not hurt. I don't feel bad. I feel sorry for making that mistake and that accusation. And I will do better to not do that again. I will no longer, moving forward, there might be some videos that are scheduled to come out where it talks about this. I'm not going to go and change that because they were done accordingly in the past. But moving forward, I won't accuse the House Speaker of sabotaging conservatives when they're trying to answer a question and them getting cut off because of the, what I thought was in quotation marks, fake excuse for interpretation not going according to plan. It's not hard to apologize. My ego's not bruised. I don't feel guilt. I don't feel shame. I don't feel anything. It's not a bad reflection. I made a mistake and I apologize. I'm not going to cry about it. No one's going to try and be, ha ha, you were wrong. Ha 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 ha. No one's going to do that. I made a mistake. I apologize. Whoa, look at that. Look how that is. So hard. So hard. Do the right thing. Be a man. Do the right thing.
We start?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to point out for my colleague that when you want to see climate change, that means you have to invest to make it happen. When you look at a comprehensive plan like we have as a government to address climate change, it considers projects like the TMX. It is focused on reducing the amount of oil that is being shipped by rail. It enables Canadians to secure full value for its oil resources. And going forward, we will continue to focus on the best climate change measures that we can implement to reduce emissions and fall in line with our net zero commitments.
Pontigny.
The honourable member for Repentigny. Madam Speaker, okay, so the solution to climate change is more oil? We've known since day one that the Trans Mountain Pipeline was not financially or environmentally viable, but we didn't know the taxpayer would be on the hook for $17 billion. Another $17 billion in public money will be invested in the oil sands right in the middle of a climate crisis. That's the price of letting the government of Canada decide for us where to invest our money on climate change.
Her glasses, like, I mean, I can't look silly in these because these are dope-ass Ray-Bans, but her glasses, like, go down here, her reading glasses. I mean, I still look pretty cool like this. I'm not going to lie.